Okay, I got something to complain about. I'm gonna complain about this lady Shannon, or guy Shannon, I don't know, whatever the fuck you are, or identify as, or bullshit. She's nitpicking about bullshit that really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna nitpick her nitpick. Friday morning, two women in the process of making history pause to take a call from a man. You mean Trump. Astronauts Christina and Jessica were floating outside the International Space Station on a mission to replace a battery, a several hour-long ordeal. Space Station, this is President Donald Trump, do you hear me? Trump started the call with Vice President Mike Pence and First Daughter Ivanka Trump. On either side, cameras in front of them. We're thrilled to be speaking live with two brave American astronauts. He continued in his remarks, appearing to read from some notes. This is the first time for a woman outside of the space station. That is very incorrect. The first woman went outside of a space station in 1984. Women have been spacewalking for a while since. What is unique about Friday is that this is the first time everyone outside of the space station is a woman. That's right, people. She's nitpicking because Donald Trump made a boo-boo. He said this is the first time for a woman outside of the space station. By her, it is very incorrect because, in fact, a woman has already went outside of the space station in 1984. Yeah. So, the only thing that this is really about is the fact that this is the first time that there has been two women outside of the space station. Yeah. Not one woman. No, it's two. It's fucking two. Donald Trump didn't mention two women. That means he is very fucking wrong. That means he's the worst fucking guy on the goddamn planet. The way he insinuated it was one. Nah, it's two, man. You're very incorrect. You're a piece of shit, Trump. No, Shannon, stop nitpicking. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, it would matter to someone who nitpicks on little shit like this, where there's plenty of other shit to write about, besides the fact that Donald Trump made a boo-boo in his words. If he had mentioned the first two women, everything would have been fine. Everything would have been fucking fine. Nah. He said the first time a woman's been outside the space station. A small technicality. Get the fuck out of here. It's a small fucking technicality. And I can't believe she didn't even mention or credit the fact that he was like, we're thrilled to be speaking live with two brave American astronauts. Two brave American astronauts. He doesn't even get brownie points for that. He doesn't get brownie points for the compliment. He recognizes that there were two. He recognizes that there were two. And then his next line insinuates one. He made a mistake in what he said. He knows there's two. He made a boo-boo. And you're bitching about it. Shameful. Oh my God. The two ladies were polite about the error. Of course they're polite about the error. It's called manners. They realized he made a mistake. So, the human thing to do, the polite thing to do, the commonsensical thing to do is to use your fucking manners as a human being that you are taught as a child to just simply correct them in a non-asshole way. Continuing, after some further remarks from Trump, you are right now on television all over the world, so don't get nervous. One of the astronauts responded, "We don't want to take too much credit because there have been many other female spacewalkers before us. This is just the first time there have been two women outside at the same time." Boom. And it's really interesting for us. We've talked a lot about it up here. For us, this is really just us doing our jobs. Just them doing their jobs. Just them doing their fucking jobs. Exactly. Their job is their fucking job. And they love it and they're just doing their damn job. It's interesting. They know they probably realize that for other people, and apparently Shannon, this is a huge deal, but for them, it's like, it's our job. We're just doing our job. And it just turns out us doing our jobs requires 2 women to go outside and, what was it, replace the battery? Yeah, replace the battery. And for them, it's just them doing their job. It's not that big of by that statement, it's not that big of a deal. And Trump making a small error in what he was saying was not that big of a deal. However, Shannon seems to have an issue with these 2 astronauts having manners. She has an issue apparently because this passive aggressive ass shit that she puts in this article. Again, I'm nitpicking because she's nitpicking. So I'm nitpicking the nitpicker, which makes me the ultimate nitpicker. Also makes the situation a double negative. Anyway, wait, is it a double negative? It might be a double negative. I don't know. Continuing. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating bit of audio to listen to. I'm thinking it might be a frustrating audio to Shannon. I don't think it's a frustrating bit of audio for the astronauts themselves. No matter what their political views, astronauts as government employees. How do you know their political views? You know what? You probably follow their Twitter. You probably know their fucking political views. But whatever. Astronauts as government employees clearly must be polite to their ultimate boss. Why do you guys say ultimate boss? Just boss. He's technically the boss. And he's the boss of the boss of the boss. You get me? Everyone has to basically bow down to the bosses, okay? Because they have the power to fucking fire you, which means you make no money if you get fucking fired if you come at them incorrectly, okay? If you come at them incorrect, you're gonna get fired. It doesn't matter if you're working for the government. It doesn't matter what your political views are. It doesn't even matter if you're a goddamn astronaut. You have to respect your bosses. Point blank fucking period. It doesn't fucking matter about any of that other shit. Your political views don't even fucking matter. When you go to work, you are there to work. You are there to make money. You're there to do what you're supposed to fucking do. And that's do your job. And while you're doing your job, it is time for you to use every bit of manners that your parents have taught you while you were growing up. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to use your manners. Alright? You were taught this as a child. Shannon, where the fuck did yours go? Because apparently you expect other people to just fly into a goddamn rage when someone else makes a mistake. What the fuck? And it makes practical sense why they would be gracious about even something as large as botching the entire reason why everyone was gathered in front of national TV cameras. Are you trying to say that these women would fly into a rage if they weren't on TV? So you're trying to say these women are not rational women? You're saying these women don't have manners? And are you also implying that women are only nice and gracious when they're in front of a camera, but off camera they're like fucking insane rage monsters? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're implying by this? Again, there were even notes in front of him, but it grates to hear 2 women who are making history have to pause to gently, always gently explain their history making. Yeah, it's big history that 2 women went outside of a space station to change a battery. Yeah. Yeah. I honestly don't care. A big deal. First woman outside of a space station. Boom. I can get behind it. Like, okay, that's a good achievement right there. It's a pretty good achievement. All right. You're the first one to do something. Everybody wants to be first, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, props to you. Now, first 2 women out in space. Like, we already had a first woman in space. You got first 2 women now? I don't see that as history making now. I really don't. You're just adding an extra woman now. I don't see what the big deal is about that. I don't. First woman? Yeah. But first 2? I don't care about that. It's not that big of a deal for me. Apparently it is for some people, but just not me. I don't see what the big deal is. Uh, but always gently, again, it's called fucking manners. They're not fucking rage monsters like some of these SJWs and fucking radical feminists, okay? They're not fucking rage monsters, okay? They're decent human beings who have common sense and manners. Another astronaut seemed to be sticking to the yay female empowerment script. Not needed. Anne McClain was supposed to be part of the first all-women spacewalk, which was supposed to happen back in March. That spacewalk was canceled because NASA didn't have 2 suits in the correct size for women. It was surely a major personal disappointment for McClain, but here's the extremely gracious statement she sent out. You know, success is good. She tweeted with a link to watch the historical event that should have been hers, but watching two people you love succeed, knowing you got to share part of their journey, that's really the best. That's the kind of deep down happiness that's hard to explain. My BFFs are the best. It makes her portrayal by Saturday Night Live's Aidy Bryant of a woman of absolutely everybody to be mad instead of making her emotions behind a huge grin seem extremely accurate. So she's a rage monster. You're basically calling all women a rage monster. And NASA not having another fucking suit for a female coworker, you do realize that mostly all astronauts are men. So fuck your statement. Like, huge fuck your statement. Like, you're literally fucking yourself over because, again, most astronauts are men. Rarely do you get a female who actually goes through the training and does all that shit and actually becomes an astronaut.
I never thought about it, but you're right. All the video footage I see.
Exactly. All the video footage shows women. Well, not women, men. It shows men. And then it's rare that you get a female astronaut. And of course NASA's not going to think about having a suit fit for a fucking woman because you rarely have women astronauts. It is a rare occurrence. And when you get one, it's like, hey, awesome.
Like a suit.
And again, like it says, in history there have been plenty of female astronauts. Just not that many. Most teams have mostly men. They have a whole team of astronauts that they send up. And it's mostly a team full of men. And it's like at least like 1, maybe 2 women within that team. Like, come on.
Maybe 2.
Like, come on.
You're lucky if you get 3, man.
And it's like, come on. It's like, why would they make another suit for a woman if there's rarely women?
Yeah.
So, and then again, NASA got set back because Obama basically canceled NASA at one point. So that set NASA back any goddamn way. Trump was the one who brought it goddamn back.
I did not know about that.
So that shit wouldn't even happen if it wasn't for Trump in the goddamn first place. So him making a mistake by accidentally insinuating that she was the first woman to be outside the space station, instead of it being the first 2 women outside of a space station, I'm pretty sure he could be forgiven for that one little fucking mistake, you nitpicking bastard. And again, your insinuations in your own comments basically say that if a woman is on camera, she is the most sweetest and politest thing on the planet, but off camera, she is a rage monster. Like an SJW or a radical feminist. That's not a good look.
No.
Those women politely corrected him in the most respectful way because they are normal, decent human fucking beings with common sense and manners. They are not rage monsters like you, Shannon. Also, change your name, please.
Like you should. Preach.
The all-women spacewalk is great, but it's also the kind of thing that should have happened long ago. You might want to thank Obama. Because that probably set shit back some. Again, you said it's back in March. They could have had it done. You know, they could have had it because of the suits and everything. But again, the space program did get delayed by a lot. Thanks to Obama cutting shit. Trump brought it back. And they started over from scratch. Basically, they were still there. But because of the budget cuts that Obama did, it basically canceled every fucking thing.
Yeah.
So they was just basically sitting on their asses just waiting on something to happen.
I didn't know that happened though. I knew a lot of shit went down, but I didn't know NASA was one of them.
So, with that being said, with Trump getting it back on fucking track, it's kind of, you could basically forgive the not having a second suit fit for women. You can kind of forgive that. You don't have to complain and nitpick about that. All right? If you want to, you can go back in time, like your fucking Rick from Rick and Morty, and give them the money to make a secondary female suit for them. You could do that, or you can just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because I'm nitpicking your nitpicking right now. I'm going to say it again, I'm nitpicking your fucking nitpicking. Alright? That's the only reason for this video, to nitpick your nitpicking. Alright?
That could be a shirt.
And in fact, would have happened at least in March if NASA thought about simple things like building spacesuits to accommodate the astronauts it employs. Again, most of the astronauts are men. Enough said. May the spacewalk inspire young astronauts of the future. I'm pretty sure you really want to say female astronauts. I'm trying to get in your head. Because I'm pretty sure you want to put female in there somewhere, but you don't want to go that route. You're passively aggressively going that route. This entire little small article that you wrote, which is a huge nitpick, based off of the fact that Donald Trump made a oopsie.
A oopsie.
May they also grow up getting a message from, well, somewhere, that they don't have to be so goddamn pleasant once they get there. I hope that the female astronauts who have your mentality are not the ones who make first contact with aliens. I swear to fucking God. Because the astronauts who you want to have the mentality that you want them to have, make first contact with an alien, would probably shoot that motherfucker and cause intergalactic war. Or if they don't do that immediately, the moment that alien starts talking and doesn't know, and you don't understand English, those astronauts are probably gonna fucking go ape shit and be like, learn English, you motherfucker. You come to our goddamn planet, you piece of shit. Intergalactic war. Either that, or they just decide and say, humans are just primitive apes, and just fucking leave. Alright? They might just fucking leave because the astronauts, you want these female astronauts to have your kind of fucking mentality where they just go and fly into a fucking rage because someone made an oopsie. Like, that's fucking stupid. Alright? We have people on this planet who actually want to make first contact with aliens just so we can find hot alien chicks with giant boobs, maybe 6 of them, so we can fuck 6 titties at once. Every man wants to do this.
Hell yeah.
But you're gonna fuck it up. Because
no.
you want these female astronauts to be assholes.
Yeah.
Stop it. They have manners. They are decent human beings. They have manners.
Do not fuck this up for us.
Thank you. Fucking Shannon. Aren't there memes about Shannon already? Isn't there memes about a bitch named Shannon? I'm trying to help you out, Shannon. Change your name before you become a meme. Damn it, Shannon.